Hi, this is Colette Marie Stefan. You're listening to The Truth is Funny on Transformation Talk Network. And I am so pumped today. I'm so happy to connect with you. I had last week off. Karen, my co-host, was on. I'm sure you all enjoyed her show. I have been super, super, super busy getting my programs up. And this show normally is Nuggets of Wisdom. And I talk about something from my book, but I kind of have had kind of a very eventful week. And I didn't really have time to prepare like I normally do for the radio show and get my face yoga program started. So I want to let everyone know I'm totally open to shifting energy today. So if you want to call in, right now it's kind of hard to reach me because I'm so busy, but I have now we found I'm so excited because for the face yoga program, I've been doing it for 10 days, but we were late kind of getting it out and everything, and which was fine with me because I want to see what's working. And so the people that are on it are really happy because now we're going to start from day one over again for the people that purchased for a month, and they get to start over again. And we're going to have day one, I think we were going to have it today, but I think we'll have it tomorrow instead. And because with this new system, it has all the features that I can do with all my seminars and everything. And so this is huge because this is going to make it easy for people to connect and get on for people that are not really good at computer stuff. And then it's also for me on the back end, once it's set up, I have better understanding and control of it. So I'm like, yay. And so you may notice that there's a new advertisement coming on. We are live on Facebook. I forgot to mention that. And you're welcome to call into the show 1-800-930-2819. I'm just pumped because this morning was my test on this new platform, and it okay, we found it. And it's been voted number one ratings by all the technology companies, etc., for supporting all the software that is coming up in 2021, which is really important if you're putting an online program out right now and you're there's certain technologies, and this is important because this is the number one weakness that I'm finding for people that I've been connecting with my clients. There's a lot of things going on in this last week, and it's kind of easing off a little bit, the energy now. But this traditionally is a challenging week because a lot of college students and university students are typically going into their finals, and they would normally go away for some sunshine and that. And a lot of people, this is what they call suicide, to watch for, all the professors, etc., the faculty are on watch for if they notice that someone's getting depressed because it's so much pressure. And really the way things are now, there's not that watch, right, as there was. So a lot of people that I'm connecting with are saying that they feel like that they don't have any, that there's nothing to look forward to. And so I just want to really strengthen everybody on a general energetic level right now, because I've been dealing with a lot of people, not my clients per se, but a lot of people who have are dealing with people who are really depressed right now and feeling this. And it's so important for people to recognize that, when they have that saying, this too will pass. It will, because the one thing you can count on for sure is change. That's the only thing, really. So we're going to just strengthen that for everybody, you know, that change is always happening anyway. And like on my new website, you'll see like I have a blank canvas there. Like, you are a blank canvas. You may as well paint a rainbow. Now the storm is settling a bit. And I'm telling you, I have dealt with a lot of people that deal with disaster. And it's after the storm where you assess the damage. It's the same for people who, it happens for women a lot. It's like, oh my God, it's bikini season. And they've been sitting on the couch because it's been cold in Canada. It can get really cold here. And so all that comfort food. And so you go to look in the mirror and you're like, oh, you haven't really been looking. And then you're like, oh, I need to, get more fit or whatever. But people don't really, and then like people start working out, and they've been working out for 2 days now. And they're looking in the mirror and they want to know, is the result there or not? Like, do I look better yet? And it's really funny because it took them like, a good 6 months to get into. And in this case, with the current events that we're under, it is so, the underlying stress levels of what's going on are so high that what I'm finding is people are suppressing things that happened in their childhood, and being in this kind of same place where you're kind of like, you're not in prison, but you like you're in your parents' home. And it's my way or the highway, and you're not allowed to go out, and you're not allowed to do this. And so a lot of people are revisiting their rebellious teens right now, not to their benefit. And a lot of people are also having what I find like they're facing a lot of childhood traumas. And it's so interesting because it's not like childhood trauma like you would like a lot of people like, oh, that person was sexually abused, or something horrible happened in that way. But just everyday life, when you think about it, it's challenging. When you think about a baby, and here it is, and it's helpless, and and it's learning so much in that first year. And I feel like what I saw, because I'm energetically shifting differently from how I used to. I'm getting used to it. I had such a flood of information coming in, and I couldn't tabulate where to categorize the information, because I didn't really have a way of categorizing it, because it was information that I wasn't familiar with. And now I'm oh, okay. It's just because what's happened basically, and this happens when you work with a lot of people, and then you go inward. And with the isolation, I've been like really working a lot. And as you go inward, you start to realize that all of this that's happening outside of you, some of it is in your control, in your immediate environment, but a lot of it is out of your control. So then what you do have control of is your attitude. And so if, like, I had a computer problem this morning when I was introducing my big program, and I could get all upset, and I used to, like, oh, it's got to be perfect. It's got to be perfect. And then I just got calm and went, oh, and the system actually told me what was wrong. And then it actually worked when I fixed it. And when I go to do it tonight, it's going to work. And had I gotten all like upset, then if I had a bunch of people around me, they'd all be upset. And that's kind of basically the premise for my face yoga is, for myself, I found it to be so beneficial for me. And when I add my energetic upgrades to it, and I start my day off in this balanced way, I am able to produce at a much better rate and without as much effort. And that's what energy work is about, is efficiency, efficiency slash effort. And so that's kind of what I'm working on for all of us, is to realize, we have to realize we are under a lot of anxiety right now. And we can use that chemical reaction in our body and move forward in a strong way by really identifying it and facing our dragons, and then letting it go, and then asking, okay, how do I really want to be? So that's what I've been working on in my new program, Baby Steps, coming up. We're going to take a short break. As I said, we are taking callers, 1-800-930-2819. If you're working on a project, or you just feel really down or whatever, you want to make a comment, you want an energetic upgrade, call in, and we'll be right back after this short message. Wow. This is Colette Marie Stefan. You're listening to The Truth is Funny on Transformation Talk Network. We're taking callers. Feel free to call in, 1-800-930-2819 if you would like an energetic upgrade. And we're also live on Facebook right now. And so I'm talking about I was doing a general energetic upgrade for people who are listening now and listening later, to be a little bit more balanced in these very shifty times. And I was thinking back to last year at this time, because I had just finished doing the keynotes at Illuminate. And then I did one more, I think there was one more in March, the beginning of March, was it possible? March 8th or something, that we did a booth, and then shut down. So it's been a year that, on April 1st, that I decided, oh, I'm going to take this face yoga. And I was 2 days into the course, and I realized this is exactly the information I need to finish the final part of Call to Dance program, which is more about anatomy, because I was really starting to understand the systems of the body better. Excuse me. So that's really exciting for me. And I like also with the Be Irresistible Face Yoga, I have 2 programs going now. And I'm like, that was a thought on April 1st last year. And I started on May 1st, and I became a certified instructor at the end of October 26th or something, or yeah. And I finally managed to get all of the restrictions against having a photographer come here because of COVID. We finally got a photographer here for I think that was on November 11th. She sent me the pictures. So the progression of getting a website up and integrating all the information, and then finding the programs that work and the platforms, and making sure that the technologies, because they're changing very rapidly right now. And quite frankly, a lot of them are way better. So and it's kind of I think that more and more people now are using the technology because of this. And I think technology companies are becoming more sensitive that when, regular everyday people are using these programs, that it would be beneficial to use languaging that doesn't require someone to be able to understand a computer to be able to understand what they're saying. And so this is I feel like this is a huge opportunity for humanity at this time to become better communicators with more people. And what we use is our face to communicate that. So that I found that when I take that time to get centered in the morning and I've had so much fun with it, because I have the morning program is Face Your Day with a Splash, and I'm slowly integrating into it. And but I'm going to, I'm having so much fun with it. And then I had a wonderful client from Paris sent me this beautiful, all the way from Paris, for my pillow talk face yoga. And then my very good friend, Deb, she was like, I was saying like, I was late advertising and that I don't even know if I'm gonna have any audience. And she said to me, so she made sure she took me out for lunch and she sent me Men in Kilts calendar. So Mr. February was there for Valentine's Day, Singles Awareness Day. And then Mr. January had to fill in. Now Mr. February is back for tonight's. So we always have an audience. I'm having fun with it and we're starting to see a lot of results. And what's been very, very cool is people are getting a good night's sleep, people that are like stressed out. So I've been working on an energetic upgrade sort of in the morning to get people centered and focused on what they want to accomplish for their day, and then feel good. When you feel good, you know, like when you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you look good. And so looking good is a business decision. You go out there and you perform at your best when you feel good like that. And then at night, a lot of people are telling me that they're having a very hard time sleeping. That's never bothered me much. I've never slept much in general anyway, but hey, I can energetically, I have, you know, a lot of people, a lot of that is just due to people having a very active subconscious and unconscious mind. And then especially when so this is a general energetic shift for everybody again, when we are in a situation where we are under a lot of outside external force stress, that plays a big role on our ability at night to like go to sleep and not be in this base chakra, and that's in your face here, in that state of survival. And your body can feel it and it sits there and it gets very tight. And that's why a lot of people have a lot of jaw issues. And so I'm fascinated, just like, I mean, just by the benefits of taking the time for yourself to put yourself in that state is huge. And go in your day and just say, because so many moms have said to me, you know, I don't take time for myself, and I know what that's like, and I know what it's like. It's really challenging some days, but if you take that little bit of time for yourself and you center yourself before you have to go out there, it generally is going to make your performance better all the way around. And you need to remember that the children in your home that are under the age of 10 in particular, and really, really with babies, and this also includes your pets, they kind of act out for you what you're suppressing from the day. So and like, then a lot of moms go, no, that makes me so sad. And I'm like, no, like that's where we need to get neutral, because it's just data. Like if you look at it from that perspective, if you really want to improve your future, you know, when all the gurus and everybody are saying, you know, go inward. Well, what does that really mean? Like if, you know, if you're floundering and you're out there in the ocean and I can't swim, I can't breathe, and someone says to you, go inward, you're like, you're probably going to drown. Because going inward means like basically asking yourself, like checking in with yourself. What does this mean? And so I'm a lot of people are telling me that they don't feel like there's something to look forward to. A lot of the senior citizens are telling their families this, that, you know, they're just so lonely and they need to be touched. And so what we want to do is we want to just recognize what the problem really is. And then, because that's what it's coming up with, is just that people are in fear. And so when people are in fear, that jaw tends to clench all night. And then when you wake, and then a lot of people wake up with a really bad headache in here. And so I'm really focusing in my classes to ease that to let go of that fear before you go to sleep, and to get into a really good state, so that as your subconscious and your unconscious mind are working throughout the night, that you really do get a good rest, and that you are in a state of appreciation for what's happened throughout your day rather than in a state of fear. Like when you're in a state of appreciation, that means that you're going to be more open-hearted, and you're going to be a more of have the ability to set out like a different I would say a vibration, or it's coming up for some people, it's a vibration, for some people a resonance, and it's just kind of like an ability to be that eye of the storm. And like if you're a mom, just taking that minute to breathe, and just run the energy so that you can be calm before you address what's going on around you, and really assess what's really happening here. And so that's the benefit of, for me, of the energy work, is that it teaches you that, when people say that you're creating your reality, you are, to a certain extent, you're co-creating your reality with other people. And so, yes, you are the person that's number one going to be doing that. This is your reality. And at the same time, if you consider your reality the theater, other actors are going to come on stage, and you have an audience, etc. So those factors are going to influence what happens inside here and what you project. And that's what I've been really working on with my clients right now, because so many people are in fear. So when we come back, I'm just reminding you, if anyone wants to call in, 1-800-930-2819. And, like if you're wanting to build something, you're wanting to move forward, you're wanting to ease your fears, you're wanting your children to sleep better at night, whatever it is, let's shift it. We'll be right back. Hi, this is Colette Marie Stefan, and you're listening to The Truth is Funny on Transformation Talk Network. And we're also live on Facebook. I just wanted to say, I haven't been on social media much because I've been really busy moving things around. And I had a Facebook page for Energetic Upgrade. I had a Facebook page for Be Irresistible. And I had a Facebook page also for Tails. And now, yay, that I have one, they're all on the one website. Those other accounts are going to be closed down, and those everything's going to go to The Truth is Funny now. And there was a lot of old social media and stuff, like when you've been in the business like out there for like 12 years like I have. So I'm going to start getting back on social media and that more once I get my baby steps up, which will be up on March 11th. And I'm so pumped. It's taken me a little bit longer to get the landing page up for Energetic Upgrade, because just as I had it done, I had this brilliant idea of how to do it so that it would be more fun and it would be better. And now this platform is going to allow that. So you'll see ads coming out for that probably in the next 2 or 3 days, and the landing page will be there. And the baby steps, we're extending if you buy, you can buy an individual face yoga session, drop in like in the morning or the evening, and you can get a friend and bring a friend for free. They just have to sign up through it. The process is way easier now, and you can do it individual, weekly, monthly, and annually. So that's following me on my journey there. So that's 2 programs that are up at 6:00 a.m. Pacific time and 9:00 p.m. In the evening Pacific time. And Baby Steps is my first energetic upgrade. It's my darling. I'm so excited. Wait till you see its new look. And this program is going to be phenomenal, because in 30 days, just doing it for like 15 to 30 minutes a day, I'm confident that by the end of the month, because if it's done on a regular basis, kind of like the face yoga and set up that way, that people will really start to understand it, because they'll start to be using it more automatically, and then they'll start to feel it more. And that's the big secret with energy work is feeling, feeling, feeling. And most people are thinking, 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 like the hamster on the wheel. So we just really want to, with the baby steps that's coming out, the very first one will be on March 11th. And eventually it'll be a program that you can just go on to and be, just go on any day and start any day, and it'll be day one. Like it's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's day one, day two, day three. But I want to babysit this program for probably about 3 or 4 months. And then when the official modern day Dragon Sayer program comes out in September, then I will be confident that I can just put this one on its loop, and I will have my lectures in place, and I'll have my Facebook group up, and that was all just a thought that I had back around April 1st. I remember I committed to it because I thought, in the tarot, the Fool is actually the young man that jumps off the cliff into the unknown, into the abyss with total confidence. Like, what could happen? And so a lot of shift can happen. That's what can happen. Having said that, that's where we are. I really feel it. I feel like we as humanity are there. And this is very challenging. A lot of people have been crying a lot. And that is because I feel what's going on. Like with my clients, what's going on is people either laugh when they're really letting go of something that's got a lot of layers attached to it, or they cry. And that crying is like it's a release, but it's a sentimental grabbing on almost to the old person that you were, the old lifestyle we had. And so for many people, and it's been kind of more subtle, but for someone like me, it's been really like boom, abrupt, because I love my work and I work a lot, and then all of a sudden, hey, you're not allowed to do live events. I noticed right away, and my bank account noticed right away. And so, this is like for a lot of small businesses, a lot of people had put a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of energy into their businesses, and they just haven't been able to sustain them through this time. And so it requires what people would think it requires, excuse me, the grief from that. So what I've been sharing with people is, if you can see me here, just tap on your sternum here. Last night I was doing the face yoga, and we were clearing a lot of this tension and the fluid from the forehead, the stress, and it was coming down. And today, when I woke up this morning, my eyes were swollen and everything, and it was kind of like I had a backload of grief. But I was babysitting. When I say babysitting, energetically, I had a couple of very young children that were in a lot of pain, like really feeling sick. And one in particular was in a lot of pain, like like when you have that fever and your bones ache pain. And so I was like sort of energetically tuning into him on a regular basis so his mother could get some sleep. And then I think it was about 2 days later, she got back to me and said, like, we did a session on him, and he did talk to me. His whole mouth was just so inflamed. And but he spoke to me, and then he later that night he slept and he drank a bottle of milk for the first time in 8 days. And so it's kind of, that's what I was talking about, the subconscious and unconscious mind. And so what's happening, it's kind of like one way I could explain it maybe is if there's a big fire in the area, like we get here sometimes, and you can smell the smoke and you can feel it, and the animals are running, and you can see they are. And then, and so your body is going, hey, there's smoke, you should be careful, there's smoke. And you're kind of carrying on like normal. So your body's going, no, there's smoke. You need to be alarmed here. And so the smell of the smoke or brings in a lot of other times when, when someone was told little, you have to be careful with fire. Fire can hurt you. You can get burnt. And it's necessary to teach children that. But at the same time, it can bring up a lot of subconscious memories if they go into sleep in a worry of like fire or something. And so for a lot of adults, what's happening is there's financial concerns and there's like change. And this is something that's very fundamental that people don't understand, is it does not matter if the change is for the better or for the worse. If there's a lot of change, I mean, of course, change for the better is really, really pleasant compared to change for the worse. But fundamentally, the chemical reaction in the body is the same. It's a reaction of kind of stress and excitement. And depending on what you label it, and that's why I say, if you're going to turn something into like if you have an experience and you label it and you say, well, this is a good experience. And what if when you were a little child, you had an experience that was not really a good experience, but you were told it was a good experience. And so now all your life, you thought, oh, that's a good experience. And then, so that's how the mind works. And so then for the rest of your life, you label that with good. What if that is actually not a good experience, or it's a good experience, but you could have a much better experience? And so this is kind of what I am been working on for people, because I feel like we are kind of sitting here and it's kind of like the pendulum's been going like this. And I feel like we sort of swung and we're like this. And now it's almost like we're coming out of it and we're going to have to start producing again. We're going to have to start reinventing ourselves. And I would like to talk about, when we come back, about how we can do that in a strong way. Because if you're going to create a new future, you may as well go forward in as strong a way as possible. So we'll be right back, 1-800-930-2819, if you would like to make some shift happen. Right. Hi, this is Colette Marie Stefan. You're listening to The Truth is Funny on Transformation Talk Network. We are here Wednesday mornings, 8:00 a.m. Pacific time. And we've been under a huge transformation ourselves here. The new website's up, working with social media now, changing a bunch of, like getting everything onto The Truth is Funny where it belongs now. And also I have Karen as my co-host this year, and also a new co-host, Caleb. And I'm so happy about that. Both of them are wonderful people, and it just feels good to see things coming along. And then my team surprised me with 3 new ads and some music and for my face yoga programs. And it's just been like, I'm so excited today. Like, it just feels like, like when you have a thought like a year before and it seems like, oh, this is like so impossible. And then you just say, no, I'm going to take one step at a time. So what that requires, though, is it requires you to really be coming from your heart and to love doing what you're doing. You know, like it took me a good month and a half to find a professional color inner for my pictures because the Baby Steps program that's coming up, that is the homework is coloring in pictures, my drawings about this stuff. And I found the perfect color inner. She's only 7. She's a very good entrepreneur. And she's doing such a beautiful job. And I was so happy, like she just loves doing them for me. And I'm, you know, she's pouring this beautiful childlike innocence into those drawings, like the magic of it, you know, the magic of being able to create and to build things. And so that's what I'm really excited about doing now, because I feel like it was always my goal to share the information from Baby Steps and the psychosomatics is like my training as a certified psychosomatic teacher, and then the information about the sacred geometry and the quantum physics behind it that I learned when I became an emissary of the Resonance Project Foundation. Those are all components, you know, that I've brought together into this program, which is like coloring in pictures, just my kind of homework. And we don't care if you color outside the lines. So, but my color inner, she's professional and she does. And so it's just so much fun. I'm having a lot of fun with it, doing it more the way I want to. And now I feel like a lot of the European people that I haven't been able to connect with, that, you know, we can reconnect, and I want to get some community happening. And, you know, down at the bottom left corner of my website, you'll notice I've got Charlotte's Corner. If anyone knows anything about a wildlife sanctuary being built here in Kelowna, for instance, things like that, I'm totally 100% happy to share any information regarding that. And I've got a few projects going there. I love working with people that want to build stuff. And what I know, like, it's really challenging. It's very challenging. I wrote a book about that. You know, challenges are just possibilities in disguise. And problems are just, if you break them down into smaller pieces and then take those little pieces and do what you can in that moment to improve your situation and make it better, then any situation can be made better. It may not be made perfect. And the possibilities or the challenges and the possibilities that are in front of you are not necessarily the ones that you would have chosen. I certainly didn't think back in January and February of last year, oh, this is great. This is wonderful. I love this. No, it's more like, but now I can say, this is great. This is wonderful. I love it. And, you know, like that in the tarot, as I said, the journeyman is walking off the cliff into the abyss of the unknown, which is a very Aquarian energy that we're entering into now. I feel like a lot of us, because this has been a very challenging week for a lot of people. A lot of people in business are just tired. They're saying, I'm tired, I'm tired. And I'm like, do not give up now. This is not the time to give up. Everybody's tired. That's why, like, my team at like here on this radio show, these people have been working every day, and I've been working every day. And you know, everybody's not always at their best every day, because we're all dealing with a lot internally and also externally. But to label that good or bad is not going to benefit us at this time. Of course, there's certain things that you can clearly say, now that is not good behavior. like when someone's being beaten or something horrible is happening. But, if you see that and you don't do anything about it in your neighborhood or in your house, that's a horrible thing. But now we need to extend that to the entire world and then the entire universe. And as people start to expand that, because I've had the very, very vast, it's a huge pleasure to be able to connect with so many people around the world. And my finding is that most people, and I mean the vast majority of people, have big hearts. They're good people. Most people want, like most mothers on this planet, they want their children to be happy. They want healthy children. They want good education and all of that, not just mothers and fathers. And so fundamentally, most of the people I meet, and I meet all sorts of people from all sorts of cultures. And, every time I meet someone, I learn from them. Like I have never thought, I find it a kind of fascinating how people from other countries who have an accent are always like, oh, I hope my English is okay. And I'm like, no, it's sexy. Like, go for it, So some of the things that you label one way could end up being, like, you could call something bad. But if you had this job over here and you were raised in that family, that might be like a really good quality to have. And so that's kind of what, when I feel like we're coming out of, like, it's kind of like there's a tornado that's gone through and and then a tsunami hit and it's been rough. And so it's really important to kind of assess where you are now and recognize that, maybe if you would have gone forward maybe with some plans like from a year ago, and now like with this big shift, that your situation you would have been in a more challenging, or not a more challenging place, but a less challenging place where it would just be done. And you would be moving into a different way of being. And so it's important to understand that if you are a person right now that is still doing what you were doing, you probably are going to have to make changes in how you do it. And if you're a person that kind of had the rug pulled out from underneath you in a bazillion ways, then you need to assess who you are and where you are now so that you can make a strong, like from a balanced place, like not in the storm. Because I feel like we're kind of like, okay, I think, it might be okay to go out now. But then going out there is like, whoa, look at the damage that's been done. Like, how are we going to rebuild this? And so at that point where now we're rebuilding, it's important to rebuild in a strong way. Olivia, where are we at?
We've got just about 3 minutes here.
Olivia?
Yeah, we've got just about 3 minutes
Oh,
here.
3 minutes. Okay, there we go. All right. So I'm in this place of energetically shifting, and we've got 2 minutes left. And I've been having, I'm just going to check here. There we go. And so I'm going to end the radio show with this thought for everybody is moving forward in the future right now. If you're having a challenging day, then just take the time to breathe and just check and see if your body is going into high chemical reaction, and just take 3 deep breaths through your nose and out through your nose and calm your systems down, and then check in. And so everyone, stay strong out there and have a wonderful day. I'm looking forward to seeing you next Wednesday. Bye for now.
You You've been listening to The Truth is Funny with Colette Stefan. Tune in to The Truth is Funny with Colette Stefan each Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Join Colette on the Higher Self Network as she provides energetic shifts and consistent results in every area of life, inspiring listeners to shine their brilliance and ensure success while roaring with laughter as they recognize the humor of the giant cosmic joke. The Truth is Funny. Visit thetruthisfunny.com for more information. That's thetruthisfunny.com.